Good morning, students. Last day we started chapter from history textbook, Women, Caste and Reform, and studied about status of women in our society, like women education, sati pratha, all these evils which we have discussed in our last topic. Women or girls were not allowed to go to school. Approx 200 years ago, things were very different. Most children were married off at an early age, and one of the social evil was there, sati pratha. A woman whose husband died, and after his death, woman has to choose death by burning themselves on the funeral pyre of their husbands. Women who died in this manner, willingly or otherwise, were called or were known as sati, sati pratha. Some of the social reformers, Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, made efforts to reveal this social custom, to change these social customs. And with the efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Rai, in 1829, sati was banned. Today our next topic is girls begin going to school. Many of the reformers felt that education for girls was necessary in order to improve the condition of women. Vidyasagar, Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar in Calcutta, and many other reformers in Bombay set up schools for girls. They feared that schools would take girls away from home. Vidyasagar established schools in Bombay, but many of the people who oppose women education or education for girls, they feared that schools would take girls away from home, prevent them from doing their domestic duties. बट कुछ लोग जो हैं अपने बच्चों को, अपनी लड़कियों को, गर्ल्स को स्कूल में भेजना नहीं चाहते. उनकी थिंकिंग क्या है कि डोमेस्टिक ड्यूटीज़ पूरा नहीं कर पाएंगी पढ़ने के बाद. They felt that girls should stay away from public spaces. And sometimes women taught themselves. उनके जो हस्बैंड्स हैं, उनके फादर्स जो हैं, वो उनको अलाउ नहीं करते थे, परमिट नहीं करते थे बाहर जाने के लिए, और कुछ लेडीज़ जो हैं अपने आप से पढ़ना शुरू कर रही हैं अब. वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल इज है रससुंदरी देवी. एक ऐसी ही लेडी हैं जो अपने घर पर रह करके अपनी पढ़ाई को करना चाह रही हैं, अपनी पढ़ाई करती हैं. She was one of those who secretly learned to read and write in the flickering light of candles at night. In the later part of the century, schools for girls were established by the Arya Samaj in Punjab and Jyotira Phule in Maharashtra. Who established the schools? Arya Samaj in Punjab and by Jyotirao Phule in Maharashtra. Schools were established. In aristocratic Muslim households in North India, women learned to read the Quran in Arabic. They were taught by women who came home to teach. यहाँ पे इन्होंने पढ़ना तो शुरू किया, बट इनको पढ़ाने के लिए जो टीचर्स हैं वो क्या करते हैं, उनके घर पर आकर के पढ़ाते हैं उनको. Some reformers, such as Mumtaz Ali, reinterpreted verses for the Quran to argue for women's education. Many of novels, books were published during these days, and they encourage women to read about religion and domestic management in a language they could understand. Next thing is women write about women. In earlier 20th century, Muslim women like Begum of Bhopal played a notable role in promoting education for women. They founded a primary school for girls at Aligarh. Aligarh school was founded by Begum. Begum Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain started schools for Muslim girls in Patna and Calcutta. Who started the school at Patna and Calcutta? Begum Ruqayya Shekhawat started schools for Muslim girls in Patna and Calcutta. By the 1880s, Indian women began to enter universities. Some of them trained to be doctors, became teachers, and many women began to write and publish their critical views on the place of women in society. One of the example is here Tarabai Shinde, a woman educated at home at Pune, published a book, Istri Purush Tulna. Tarabai Shinde, a woman educated at home at Pune, published a book which named Istri Purush Tulna, the social differences between men and women. और पूरा इन्होंने इस चीज़ के ऊपर इसको क्रिटिसाइज़ किया इस बुक के अंदर, दोनों का डिफरेंसेस दिखाया कि दोनों के अंदर कितना जो है डिफरेंस किया जाता है मेल और फीमेल के अंदर. तो जो कोई विडो हो जाती थी उसके साथ क्या होता था, उसके बाल जो हैं, हेयर जो हैं, कट कर दिए जाते हैं एंड उसको कहीं पर भी ऑस्पिशियस ओकेज़न पर जाने की परमिशन नहीं होती. द कर्ल्स एंड हेयर of her eyes. She is shut out from going to weddings, reception and other auspicious occasions that married women go to. And she faced all these restrictions because her husband has died. It was ill fate of her or unluckiness of her. Another example is here of Pandita Rambai, a great scholar of Sanskrit, felt that Hinduism was oppressive towards women and wrote a book about the miserable lives of upper caste Hindu women. She founded a widow's home at Pune to provide shelter to widows who had been treated badly by their husbands' relatives. तो जिनको उसके ससुराल वाले अच्छे से नहीं रख रहे हैं तो वो यहाँ पर आकर के रह सकती हैं. एक शेल्टर होम इसने बनवाया यहाँ पर. All this more than alarmed the orthodox. अब लोगों की थिंकिंग जो थी वो ऑर्थोडॉक्स ओपिनियंस थी, पुराने थॉट्स के ऊपर चल रहे थे लोग. Many Hindu nationalists felt that Hindu women were adopting Western ways and that this would corrupt Hindu culture and erode family values. By the end of the 19th century, women themselves were actively working for reform. They wrote books, edited magazines, founded schools, training centers, and set up women's association to reform women's status of women. In the 20th century, leaders such as Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose lent their support to demands for greater equality and freedom for women. Nationalist leader promised that there would be full suffrage for all men and women after independence. One another social evil was there, which was law against child marriage. Child marriage. The two social evils which we have discussed here, sati, sati pratha, and second is child marriage. In this picture, we may observe a child bride. A child bride at the beginning of the 20th century. Can you imagine? Even today, over 20% of girls in India are married below the age of 18. Yes, this is true. Approx 20% of girls in India are married below the age of 18. And at that time, it was a custom. Approx all of the girls married at their early age. So, with the efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Rai, a bill was passed, a law passed in 1929. People challenged another established custom, that of child marriage. There were a number of Indian legislators in the Central Legislative Assembly who fought to make a law preventing child marriage. In 1929, the Child Marriage Restraint Act was passed without the kind of bitter debates and struggles that earlier laws had seen. And according to this act, no man below the age of 18 and woman below the age of 16 could marry. And after some time, they modified this act, थोड़ा सा चेंजेस कर दिया, अमेंडमेंट्स हुए इसके अंदर. Subsequently, these limits were raised to 21 for men, 21 for men, and 18 for women. Next topic is caste and social reform. Some of the social reformers we have been discussing also criticize caste inequalities. Raja Ram Mohan Rai translated an old Buddhist text that was critical of caste. The Prarthana Samaj adhered to the tradition of bhakti that believed in spiritual equality of all castes. Reformers would violate caste taboos on food and touch in an effort to get rid of the hold of caste prejudice in their lives. During the course of 19th century, Christian missionaries began setting up schools for tribal groups and lower caste children. These children were thus equipped with some resources to make their way into a changing world. The poor began leaving their villages to look for jobs that were opening up in the cities. There were work in the factories that were coming up and jobs in municipalities. With the development of new cities, a new demand of labor category rise. Drains had to be dug, roads laid, building construction, cities cleaned. For all these purposes, they required labor category. And where did this labor come from? कहाँ से आ रही थी ये लेबर? सारी रूरल एरियाज से, विलेजेस से एंड स्मॉल टाउन्स से. There were other jobs too. The army, for instance, offered opportunities. A number of Mahar people who were regarded as untouchable. Mahar were regarded as untouchable category. They found jobs in the Mahar regiment, and the father of B.R. Ambedkar, the leader of Dalit movement, taught at an army school. तो ये महार लोग कौन होते थे? जो छोटी कैटेगरीज में काउंट किए जाते थे. हु कुड प्रोड्यूस शूज? जूते बनाने का काम कौन कर रहा है अब यहाँ पे? तो सबको अलग अलग एक ऑक्यूपेशन मिला हुआ उनकी कास्ट के हिसाब से. ड्यूरिंग द फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर देयर वॉज ए ह्यूज डिमांड फॉर शूज फॉर द आर्मीज. Caste prejudice against leather work meant that only the traditional leather workers and shoemakers were ready to supply army shoes. So they could ask for high prices and gain impressive profits. काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट्स कमा रहे थे अब ये लोग. तो ऐसी एक कैटेगरी है मादिगाज. Important untouchable caste of present day Andhra Pradesh, and they were expert at cleaning hides, tanning them for use, and sewing sandals. Okay, students, read this topic attentively, and rest of the part of this chapter we shall discuss in our next lecture. Thank you.